Hey, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Steve-O here, Captain Silversides, Nature of Nature's Journey. This will be my last broadcast for this chapter of this leg of the journey, and I wanted to start out by addressing some of the questions and comments that I've gotten over the last couple of videos. First of all, people have asked, Nature's Journey, what is this? What is this about? So I wanted to give a brief, explanation, I guess, of my vision for the future and really for the rest of my life, and maybe your life too. If you're watching and you're going to keep updated, with these videos, don't forget, click like, hit subscribe, and the little bell thing so you get all the notifications every time I outpost a video. You wouldn't want to miss this pretty face now, would ya? Yeah, right. Anyway, Nature's Journey. So back in the day, I was a wannabe rock star and played a lot of rock and roll shows. I'm definitely a rocker. If you guys watch some of the previous videos, I'm kind of old now, so I've retired from the performance aspect of it, but I still like to do some picking, and I'll probably continue to play some songs for you guys as we go along. I actually learned another one, a new one, Johnny Cash, Personal Jesus, pretty cool riff. I haven't recorded it yet, but anyway, that's here nor there. Back in the day, my stage name was Nature. First it was Nature Boy, but rock and roll Randy Savage already kind of took that away, and I'm not a boy. I'm a grown ass man. I don't want to be called a boy. So we just kind of adapted, and my stage name ended up being Nature, which I loved. It was a name given to me by my brothers that shared the stage with me because I enjoy spending most of my time in nature. Not necessarily that I like my solitude, but I just personally feel closest to God when I'm in nature, and I can just absorb the natural rhythms of the world around me. Being in the city has always kind of been almost painful for me. Not anything against you folks that like the city. And I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you're probably not really into the city. You're probably more into getting out into the great outdoors, whether you're hiking or you're boating or whatever, and I suggest it to anybody. I've never had a bad time in nature. So the whole point of Nature's Journey really is to put together kind of a research vessel and get out into the world and document the people that are trying to make this world a better place. I really feel like, personally, they're the heroes of the day, and they deserve to be put up on a pedestal. And a lot of my past in rock and roll was doing promotional things, so I thought, hey, what a great platform. I didn't have YouTube when I was growing up. I wish I did. I'd probably be a lot smarter right now. But YouTube has become an extension of my brain and an extension of my ability with social media. So I've decided to take on this endeavor. I'm actually looking to put together my own nonprofit called the GAHPT. Check it out. I'll show you the graphic. It's pretty sweet. See it there? GAHPT. What on earth does that mean? Oh, it means that I took a personal vow to be a voice for those that have no voice. It's hopefully going to be my legacy, something that I can leave behind. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, so to speak, but my pops died real young at 58 years old, and it kind of gave me a wake-up call that I really wanted to do something more with my life. And I do donate a lot of time to other nonprofits. If you guys have a second, check out Operation Black Sheep. It's a nonprofit to help disabled veterans and veterans all in all fighting with PTSD. They take care of PBR 7331, and I do a lot of fiberglass work on the boat, helping to keep it running. Also, I've twisted a handful of wrenches on it here or there, but I'm not a diesel expert, so I usually defer to somebody that's got more talent in that, though I'm learning, and I certainly know more than I think a lot of the average fellas out there, but when it comes to the deep down tuning of some of these crazy engines, that's kind of my weakness. So anyway, Operation Black Sheep, if you get a chance, they're based out of Muskegon, Michigan. It's a really awesome organization, and that kind of inspired me to start my own. So the GAHPT is the Global Aquatic Habitat Preservation Team, and basically it boils down to preserving aquatic habitat, because if we don't, how can we sleep at night? Anyway, that's how I feel. So as this goes on, you're going to see more and more of this boat, my Bruce Roberts, really deep in the aquatic habitat, in the nature, seeking out people that are trying to make the world a better place. That leads me into just a little snippet here before I get to the last question or comment. If you are an individual that is out there busting your ass every day to make the world a better place, first of all, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you so much. Humanity really needs more people like you, and I'm glad you're leading the charge. But furthermore, if you would be so inclined, get a hold of me. I'll come to you. I'd like to sit down and learn about what you're about and how you're doing what you're doing and show what you're doing. You can leave a message in the comments. I'll get a hold of you and we'll figure out how to make it happen, because that's the whole purpose of Nature's Journey. Not only to show, sailing and how to fix your own boat, which I'm going to do because I really firmly believe the more people that have boats and get out into nature are going to understand how beautiful it is and why we need to protect it. Okay, enough of that. The last question or comment was, people are confused. They're like, Steve-O, I see this boat that you're working on here in this video, and then I see that boat that you're working on. Are they the same boat? What's going on, dude? I'm so confused. It looks like one boat you're down in the tropics, and the other boat you're up where it's cold. And okay, so I'm going to clear a little bit of that up. I originally shot a bunch of video for the first season of Nature's Journey, and my $2,500 Macintosh computer blew up on me, and all the footage was stuck in it. And I am no techie expert. I like wrenches, I like nails and screws and hammers and welders and grinders. That's my world. Computers is not my world. But I did my best, and I was able to recover some of the footage of me doing some massive repairs on my 40-foot Morgan. And I think that that's important for the educational aspect of these videos, so that you guys can kind of learn and maybe raise your confidence to take on some of these bigger projects. I see a lot of comments about people that you have to be a millionaire to live this kind of lifestyle, and I just believe that's absolutely not true. You can do this on a budget if you're willing to learn, take on some things you're not comfortable with, and you don't have to master the skills, but there's ways to set yourself up for success. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I'd like to think I've mastered some, but the truth is I haven't. I know enough to be dangerous, but I get it done. And it's more important to get it done, get it out there, than to be perfect, right? Especially if it's in your bilges. Nobody's going to see it. All that matters is that it's strong. So that leads me into the first little segment. I want to keep this video kind of short today, but I don't know if I shot any video of the wall taken out. Check it out. I did these profiles myself. I just routed it with a half round and I sanded it in. I want to show you guys some of the tools that have helped me along the way get stuff done and make it kind of look more professional than maybe it really is, because I'm not exactly a professional. I'm just a country boy trying to survive. But real quick, my Craftsman belt sander, 36 grit. This profile's real fast. It makes a ton of dust. You got to be careful with it, though. Start light and then dig in as you need, because otherwise it'll take off too much. But hey, you just put some more filler. If you make a mistake, just throw some more filler on. It's not a big deal. This guy's my little, I call it a jigger saw. There's probably a more technical name for it, but it helps you reach into places. It's one of those tools that once you buy it, you'll be like, how the hell did I live without this thing? This little guy, you can just reach in and buzz stuff out and make stuff look great. This is another one. This is an electric die grinder. I like this tip. It's very focused, so I can get in and do some of the tight profiling that normally I wouldn't even be able to reach into. But the real reason my stuff looks really nice is it's a handy masker. See the plastic filament? That's so you can cover stuff up you don't want to screw up. And it makes it real easy to control the plastic when it lays down, because you don't want to get slop and paint and adhesive on surfaces that are going to be exposed at a later date. The other thing is these guys. And this is not a paid advertisement, okay? This is a Durablock. See, it's a flat foam block. You can put sticky back sandpaper on it. And because it's so flat, it makes all your surfaces very flat and very nice. Oh, and speaking of surfaces that are very flat and very nice, check it out. The Dodger. I built that all myself. I just made it up. You know, am I 100% pleased with it? No, I never am. I'm real fussy, but I'm actually really happy with this. I laid some of the Kevlar down here, and I inlaid a Jolly Roger on it, because Jolly Rogers are cool, you know what I'm saying? A pirate's life for me. Maybe not you, but it is for me. If you're interested in something like that, I can teach you the process. It's actually fairly easy to do, but it just takes a little bit of fussing around, and then it's done. But check this out. That's my Kevlar. That's what's hopefully going to make this thing attack resistant, which is going to be another video when I get back to Michigan. We're going to do some demos of it and see what kind of resistance it has, so I actually know what the ballistics ratings are on the material. And then I can give the information to you guys and either show you guys how to do it yourselves, or if I'm not too busy, which I probably will be, but you know, there's probably going to be some time during different seasons of the year where I can come down and build something like this for you guys. I love designing and engineering, so if you guys have a vision for something, you know, maybe you don't exactly like what I did here, that's okay. You know, I can probably come up with something that you will like. Give you guys the whole panoramic of it. So I put the stairs in so that I can get on top of it and get my boards off, and I put the Kevlar in so that I have a defensible position. This is, again, just this portion of it is the attack resistant panel, and I added the portholes so that I had a little bit more visibility. And when I come back, we're going to put in a 1/2-inch piece of acrylic windshield. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to make it open or not, or just be fixed. I want it to be able to take a big wave. It's not going to be, you know, bulletproof by any means. It's only a 1/2-inch acrylic, and I think you have to have like 1.5 inches of acrylic, and I think that's just ridiculous. But I put the handrails on top so you can grab a hold as you're coming up above. It's got a slide in it so that if I ever have to pull the engine out, I can actually use the boom, sling the boom over and use a chain fall and hoist it up. But I think I paid it forward with Murphy's Law. I got a good Perkins in here, and hopefully it never blows up, and because I'm prepared for it now. I really was concerned that if I spent all this time building this thing, my motor was going to blow up, and then I was going to have to cut a hole in it with a Sawzall and deal with it then, so I just decided to deal with it now. It did take me 7 weeks from the point of tearing it off, designing it, and finishing it out. I'm probably going to sand this paint off. This really isn't anything fancy. It's really just a single-stage acrylic product. It's UV stable, so it'll protect the epoxy until I can get back, and then I'm going to put non-skid all over it so you can get up and down it without slipping and falling on your bum. So anyway, this is actually going to be my last video from Georgia. For several months, I have to head back to Michigan and work on the boat that you guys have watched in my previous videos, back to the recovered footage. That was of my 1978 40-foot Morgan. It's an NA40. It's a great boat for Michigan, but it's not a great boat to try and go around the world with, as opposed to this one. My Air-X Cord Vinyl Easter Bruce Roberts. She's a bad girl, and she's already been around the world, so I'm less than concerned. So there it is. All right, folks. Next time you see me, I'm going to be underneath the Morgan, and if you're interested, I'm going to show you guys how to fix osmosis. I have a ton of blisters that came through, and I have a pretty great process. It's already ground down and exposed, so it should be dry and ready for me to build. So that's the plan. I'm heading to Michigan, and I got some pretty awesome sailing adventures planned for this year. Skinny's already there, and he's stoked. He got us a new dinghy or a new outboard for our dinghy, so we can do a little surfing. I'm working on ordering myself a new surfboard, and we are going to get real deep into the nature. I'm hoping to get us up to the Straits of Mackinac. There's a couple of stories that I want to cover up there. You know, and I'm looking forward to digging into that and showing you guys how beautiful my home is. And also, I get to show you guys what 20% of the world's fresh water looks like. Because that's where I'm from. That's my home. And the Great Lakes is literally 20% of the world's fresh water. That's a big number. Not just America. 20% of the world's fresh water is up there. And it definitely needs to be protected. So I'm looking forward to that. If you guys are interested, I have room for crew, and I would like to open up the boat for a couple of would-be adventure / thrill seekers / environmental activists, whatever your deal is. if you're interested, we will do a little vetting, but you know, I would like to hear back from you guys. And maybe we can get you out on the boat and get you into one of these adventures with us. I think that would be awesome. I'm just going to run it like this. If you want to get involved, leave a message in the comments and wait for me to contact you, whether it's Facebook. It's going to have to be Facebook because I'm not a Twitter tweeter, and I don't plan on being a Twitter tweeter. So we'll leave that up to the other people in the world. I'm not going to name names, but there's probably too much Twitter tweeting going on in the world. But anyway, I'm saying goodbye. I'll see you guys later.